week's debate, Bernie Sanders downplayed his recent heart attack by reminding people that Mike Bloomberg had stents put in as well. Now Bloomberg released his records about his heart health and wants Bernie to do the same thing. And here's how Bernie handled the question last week. Take a look.
What happened to your promise of full transparency?
Well, I think we did. Let me tell you what happened. You have 2 stents as well. All right.
25 years ago.
Well, we both have 2 stents. It's a procedure that it's done about 1 million times a year. So we released the full report of that heart attack. Second of all, we released the full, my whole 29 years in the Capitol, the attending physician, all of my history, medical history.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much more does anybody need to see? Should they?
Why is he such a snitch? And you had it too.
Because that's the culture. That's the culture.
Can you imagine how ridiculous it is? It's like, Democrats, I am begging you to get your together so I can vote for one of you.
You're right.
Because, I mean, you know,
You're on TV.
I know there's a delay, but I mean, listen, you can't.
Did we mention that they don't have the delay today?
Oh, they got it. I just heard. But listen, we've got 2 of the candidates debating over who's had more heart attacks. Stop debating that, and Bernie, maybe, just maybe, because I'm from Miami, stop apologizing and telling me there is a bright side to a dictator like Fidel Castro. There is not.
He just lost Florida with that.
And he's harming the 2 congresswomen, the 2 Democrat congresswomen who are now Donna Shalala and Debbie Mercoselle-Powell, who do not deserve to have to deal with the backlash of a Democratic candidate apologizing for Fidel Castro.
But let me ask you guys
I went after it because, you know, I was in Cuba, and I got a nasty note from somebody that I knew down there saying that I was not fair to Cuba. But I thought I was fair to Cuba.
You also were going off your own personal experience.
My own personal experience is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
The infrastructure is a mess there. The people are lovely, like I said. They're lovely people, artistic, musical, and they're struggling. And there has been an incredible effort in the world to hurt Cuba.
But there's a difference between the Cuban people and Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro is a dictator. Fidel Castro is a thug.
Dead.
He is a murderer. Exactly.
Good.
So why is he trying to find a bright side to a dead dictator?
I don't know where he was coming from with that. It was like, well, they did do this right. Meanwhile, it's a dictatorship. Yeah, I know.
Right.
And if everybody's so happy down there, how come nobody can leave of their own accord?
Well, there's a lot of questions one could ask, and I suspect that the question that we're posing is out. Listen, you can spend the rest of the time arguing with each other, or you can tell me what you're going to do for me. I'm tired. I mean,
listen.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? If the state of our country right now was a patient in critical condition, and your doctors or nurses were fighting over the patient, the patient would be dead by the time they figured out what to do next.
Yeah. That's a very good analogy.
One of my favorite facts about this election, if Bill Clinton got in the race now, he would be the 3rd youngest candidate running for president. This is a very old electorate of people running.
Don't you even care about that?
Well, I care if you're having a stent off on who has more heart attacks and who has more stents. I don't care about age. If there are many virile people that are in their 80s. I mean, people. I don't care, but I do care if you recently had a heart attack. And
that's the key word. Recently.
Yeah.
You had a heart attack 35 years ago. They've been monitoring you.
Right.
Okay. You've given me your info, but you just had yours. You just had your heart attack.
In the meantime, you got Donald Trump who brings out like a 1-page letter from a quack doctor in New York saying he is the epitome of good health. He's the Adonis. He's, you know,
but listen,
an Olympic
here's
athlete.
what you guys have to, when you hear this stent off, which is kind of like,
You're welcome.
I love that. I love that.
Funny.
First of all, I can't imagine if women were up there, if they would be like, and you had an abnormal pap smear.